What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with an analysis breakdown tribute on Robert Parish. He was really good at finishing strong at the rim, cutting to the basket, staying in a dunker spot, and just finishing with power, force, speed, quickness, and strength. But not only that, he knew where to be at on the court, and he was always ready to finish when he was there or near the rim. He knew his strengths, he knew his weaknesses, but he also could space the floor and hit mid-range jump shots, and he was really good at it. And he was able to even do fadeaways too. He'd hit you, you think he's going for a hook, and he'd turn over his shoulder and turn it into a jump shot. He was really exceptional at it, and it was one of his signature shots, and basically an impossible shot to block. He was just so fast and so quick when he got it off. But he can still hit you with the hook shot, angle your body, hit you with a quick move, stun you, and go right for the hook. He also can drop step you and go right to the basket and finish with force that way too. He would get close to the rim, very fast move. You didn't know if he's gonna go to a hook or the jump shot, but he also can hit you with the drive and finish at the rim with the alley oop. He also was a guy that was good in transition. He kept you off balance because he was fast and athletic, real good for a center, and he would just basically use that as his primary advantage. And it worked with so much years and so much focus of let me just beat this guy down the court. And he was just as fast as guards, just as fast as wings on in transition. Plus, they were too small and too little and not strong enough to stop him anyway. Plus, he can just get steals and a night to break himself, use his handles, use his smarts, fill the gaps, fill the lanes, or just outrun other guys and just get to the rim and finish that way too. And he can also run the break and get rebounds and finish at the rim. He was also a great rebounder, by the way, a double double basically almost in his entire career. Very quick off his feet, very good length, very good size, very good touch, and he just never gave up and never quit. And he always had the ability to get deep position because he used his athleticism for that type of advantage defensively or for offensive rebounds also. And he never really gave up or quit. He just kept coming at you, and that gave him the ability to be a great rebounder. And that's something that he basically always was. Paris was a strong build, strong guy, very sturdy, very durable, a great rim protector. Also, was basically able to average um, 1.5 blocks per game as a rim protector. He also was able to control the paint because he was able to average double figures and rebounds a couple times in his career and averaged 9.1 for his career. And some of those last couple seasons, he didn't really play that many minutes and didn't really play at all, really, because he was older. So it made sense for it to go that way. He did get to double figures, almost averaged 20 and 10 a couple times in his career. His career high in points was 19.9, which was very impressive. He was always a guy that was able to shoot well from the field, shot 53% from two. And also, when you look at his field goal percentage in general, it was high mainly because he stayed close to the rim and he shot 53% from the field for a career. Even when he got older, he was still able to not be as athletic and not be as well athletically, but he still shot decent for a center that was a little slower and a little older. But he just knew how to get it done, and that's what made him have that much longevity in his career. Even when he got older, he understood how to play the game the right way on both ends of the court. But one thing I also would say, he was so dependable. He probably was going to play basically every game that he could. He did have a season where he played 82, which he did multiple times. Also, he had other seasons where he was really close to playing the whole 82. And that happened a lot of times throughout his entire career. So he was dependable and reliable. He also played a lot of minutes when he was really good or in his prime, especially for the Boston Celtics, where he was about averaging 30 minutes per game for basically his entire run with them. And they needed him because he was just that good at controlling and dominating the paint on both ends of the court, which was something that was really impressive and really good to see because he was consistent at it. But when you look at his resume, He was drafted in 1976 in the first round by being the eighth overall pick by the Golden State Warriors. He was a Warrior from 1976 to 1980, but he mainly is known for his run with the Boston Celtics that went from 1980 to 1994. He also played for the Charlotte Hornets in 1994 to 1996, and then he finished his career as a Chicago Bull from 1966, well, 1996 to 1997. Not only that, he won four NBA championships in 1981, 1984, 1986, and his last one was with the Chicago Bulls in 1997 when they won that one. He also showed that he was one of the best players of his era because he was a nine-time NBA All-Star from 1981 all the way to 1987. Then he was able to make it back there in 1990 and 1991. And he also was an All NBA second team player in 1982, and he also made All NBA third team in 1989. He was honored by being a top 50 player all time, which also was added to the top 75 list too. He had his number 00 retired by the Boston Celtics. He was second team All American AP in 1976. Not only that, he scored over 23,000 points in his career because he averaged 14.5 a game and he played a long time. He had over 14,000 rebounds because he averaged 9.1 per game for his career. And he also had over 2,000 blocks because, like I said, he averaged 1.5 blocks for his career. And that's one of the biggest reasons why he was in the Basketball Hall of Fame, because he was always on the court and he always played his game the right way. They called him the Chief because he played that good and was that good of an anchor, and that had a real good understanding of the game of basketball and really understood how to get the best out of himself and help his teammates have, an easier ride because he had their back, and he tried to find a way to help them defensively, and he tried to find a way to simplify the offense in his game. Was very good to complement other bigs like Kevin McHale, and he can play with double big lineups or he can play with floor spacers because he stayed out of the way, and that was something that always was really nice. And then he also played an NBA record 1,611 games in his career. He also played 21 NBA season, which is insane to think about it. Back then, it was so physical and so tough to do that. Plus, most people didn't want to play that long. They was retiring in their mid-30s, and he was able to get a good, healthy amount of time, career-wise, played and done. That's why he was able to post some crazy numbers like 23,000 plus points, is because the man played for a long period of time. Anytime you can play 20 seasons, that's 2 decades. And he was able to do that legitimately. He earned his contract, he earned his spot, and he was able to show, if you give me this contract, I'm going to give you everything that I can, everything that I have. And that's why people loved him as a teammate, because they knew he was going to show up and compete each and every night, each and every time that he could. He was going to play at a high level and try to bring it on both ends of the court. I mean, the dude was a double-double. The dude can get a block, 2 blocks per game. The guy can finish at the rim. He extended his range to support and help it easier for his teammates to be able to play their game or get different areas on the court where they can be successful. And that he has set the screens, he'll do the handoffs if it was needed. And sometimes he'll even say, well, I'm at the 2-point line or by the free throw line. Let me roll to the rim so I can just catch it and finish. That was always a high percentage shot. That was always a good thing to do, but he understood that. And that's why it was just so successful, because people didn't see it coming, because he was one of those guys that always blended in well with his teammates. And that's one thing that always made him stand out. And that's why he was really a 9-time All-Star, because he knew his role and he played it exceptionally. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation videos about NBA only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage about legends, current legends, rookies, and other future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love basketball content, you can't get enough of it and you love it, this is the channel for you, because I already got over 3,000 videos already on my channel that you can watch for free right now. And I upload videos about NBA content each and every day that I can. If I'm doing well and I'm functioning well and everything is fine, you most likely will get a video. and you will enjoy it and you will love it because I take my time to make sure it's done right and it makes sense to even release it in the first place. Other than that, thank y'all for supporting me in the past. Thank y'all for continuing to support me in the present and also in the future. Thank y'all for also appreciating the content for what it is and making time for me, caring about what I have to say and caring about what I think and what I have to show y'all. And all I can say is thanks for watching. Y'all stay blessed up. Peace, and I'll see you guys later, hopefully. I'm going for now, though.